happy to see you all today. I'm the Reverend Tiffany Anderson, the minister of this church, and my pronouns are she and her. We are a community committed to accepting one another and welcoming everybody in. So let's begin by celebrating with our opening hymn, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. We are going to sing verses 1, 3, 4, and 5, and they are on the screen. May we raise children who love the unloved things, the dandelion, the worms, and the spiderlings. Children who sense that the rose needs the thorn and run into rain-swept days the same way they run toward the sun. And when they're grown, and someone has to speak for those who have no voice, may they draw upon that wilder bond, those days of tending tender things, and be the ones. Let's sit in the quiet together.
Good morning. Good morning. I am Sarah with the pronouns she, her, and I am your service leader today. Dragonflies are one of my favorite animals, to the point I have a tattoo on it. It's my first one, and I have a lot of dragonfly items. So I was so excited to be a part of this service. If you are visiting us for the first time, you are especially welcome. Martha at the visitors table by the door can help you get oriented if you have any questions. If you have little ones, our greeters can show you the way to our nursery, which is available during the service for children ages 6 and younger. Kids are also very welcome here in this sanctuary. And today's service about snakes and bugs, like the dragonfly, might be especially appealing to our young people. We want you to know that there are no snakes present in the sanctuary this morning. I promise. And no spiders that we know of. While we want to celebrate our interconnection to these often misunderstood creatures, we are aware that some among us have real phobias, and we're not here to make any of that worse. We began our service with our chalice lighting. The flaming chalice has been a sign of our commitment to justice and compassion ever since the Unitarian Service Committee used it as their official seal to assist refugees fleeing Europe during World War II. Today, we invite you to come help us with our chalice lighting. Is a 4th grade student the chalice. Please join me in saying our vision statement, which is printed in our bulletin. We work together as a church to transform ourselves, our community, and our world by sharing love, pursuing justice, and seeking wonder.
Good morning. I'm Noelle, she, her, and I serve as your HVUC president. Since I became a UU member, I've gotten to love the check-ins that we do at the beginning of our meetings. My daughter and I have a different check-in. It's a version we call the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, okay, I'm going to tell you, after we do the good, bad, and the ugly, we try to put our judgments away, and we come back to say, what did we learn? Well, what I'd like to do today, using my daughter and my special little communication device, is tell you about something that happened. The good is that we have a healthy and growing congregation in so many ways. Our one measure, is our financial situation. If you look in your bulletin, you will see a treasurer's statement there. And that gives you a wrap-up of what happened over our 2024-2025 year. We go on a June 1st to May 31st financial year. It also tells you that we had some extra funds. It also says how those were distributed. So more good news is that at our last board meeting, we decided to tap the expertise of a few past presidents and establish the Financial Advisory Committee. We did this because there is a lot of transition going on. Specifically, we are moving from a spreadsheet sort of accounting to QuickBooks. Let's just say that entails many moving parts, and I'm so grateful that we will soon have a finance policy and procedure manual like the one that we have for personnel. The ultimate goal is to make the treasurer's job more of a joy, the volunteer job, more of a joy than a job, all the while following general accepted accounting principles. Now, the bad, or we'll just say not so good news, is that we discovered that the funds we collected for Tri-Pride in June have gone missing. Specifically, the collection plate offering, which was counted and placed in the office, are gone, except for the checks that were written and an envelope that contained the $1 bills. Approximately $500 was taken. Within 24 hours of the discovery, our minister and the board went into action. There was no break-in. There was nothing suspicious on our camera feed. The amount does not warrant police involvement or an insurance claim, as that amount taken is about the same as what our deductible is. So that doesn't make sense. The ugly about all of this is that it hurts. It hurts to think there is someone, possibly in our congregation, maybe not in our congregation, that felt they needed to take this action. It hurts to think that someone with that level of need couldn't ask for help. They didn't feel worthy of sharing their need and be vulnerable enough to share their situation. This is a most generous congregation, and I regret the perfect storm of events that allowed this theft. So let's circle back. What did we learn? We learned that we needed to take immediate changes so that this doesn't happen again, and we did. That is the beauty of already having the financial advisory team in place. They will study and recommend even more changes to tighten up and proceduralize all aspects of our financial life. In closing, I personally am holding this as a gift. Sometimes those bumps in the road are there to help us. As a community, we will be strengthened. The funds for Tri-Pride will be paid out of the board discretionary fund. We use that for many forms of unexpected expenses. Thank you for listening, and later today, enjoy the potluck, and maybe do a check-in with your table mates and have a deeper conversation. I'll be available for questions. Thank you.
I want to thank Noelle for her leadership during a really challenging week for the church. I also want to thank Sarah and Greg for your financial leadership in the church. What's super interesting about this happening is that Sarah and her team were already working on improving our practices to keep things more secure. And so this has basically just highlighted for us that we do need to adjust some of our procedures for better security. But beyond that, It's a relatively small amount of money, and we've got really excellent leadership guiding and supporting us through that. And so I'm super, super grateful for this board and all of our leaders that this thing that can be very upsetting can also just be a bump in the road for this very resilient congregation. I'm looking out here and being reminded of the very first conversation I had with a member of this church when I came in as an intern, and she told me that we were known as the little church that could. And we really are. And I am so pleased and proud to be your minister, that a challenge like this can just be something that we learn from and do better from. Which moves us into our community candles time. Some weeks it seems like we need it more than others, and I think this week our leaders especially need this space to share our joys and share our concerns, and my greatest joy is you guys in this moment. So I invite you all to come to this table to share your joys and sorrows with us, and we will hold them together as a community. If you'd like to share a joy or a sorrow in person, you can use the candle cards that are located on the back table. And if you'd like to share a joy or concern from a distance, please email minister@hvuuc.org. A candle card of gratitude to Claudia and her team of meal preparers who brought lunch to some relief workers in Irwin this Thursday. Many months ago, the Washington County Long-Term Recovery Group began creating a list of resources for out-of-town churches and other flood recovery groups. Many open-hearted people from this congregation agreed to form a team to bring lunch to groups doing this kind of work. Claudia agreed to keep us organized, and this week they got their very first opportunity to serve. We are so grateful for Claudia and for everyone who pitched in. So we invite you to come to this table to light a candle for your joys or sorrows, or raise your hand and I will light a candle for you. During this time, you may also leave money in the basket for the kids' collection for hunger. And our community is so much larger than just those of us who are in the building this morning, so we light a candle to hold space for those who are not physically present with us, but are ever in our hearts. And we light a final candle for all that remains unspoken in our hearts and minds. I invite you all to breathe with me. As much as you can, allow your body to relax, releasing tension with every breath out. Close your eyes if you wish, and whether you close your eyes or not, open up your imagination. Imagine the earth far away in space, a pale blue dot against a background of dark void, speckled with points of sparkling light, far away and distant, floating so small and alone in a silent sea. Imagine you can zoom in on this image until the earth takes up almost all of your vision. Still in space, still at a distance, but so close that you can see greens, blues, and browns layering around and over each other, with swirls of white clouds breaking up this landscape. What was once a pinprick of blue in a vast emptiness is now huge and takes up all of your vision. What was so small just a moment ago is now so big, and you realize how large the earth is from this perspective. Imagine you can choose a spot on this earth to zoom in closer to. No longer apart from the earth and observing, you are entering the earth's atmosphere and glide through the sky toward a great mountainous forest. Lush and green, it is overflowing with plant and animal life alike. But all you can see from here is the greatest of the plants, the large trees of the forest. They stand together in multitudes. They wave in the wind, and maybe you can even feel the wind on your face as you float above the great forest. Imagine you can float down into the forest and land in a grassy glade surrounded by tall trees. Standing at your normal human height, slowly turning around to observe your whole surroundings. This is the view of the forest that you are probably the most familiar with. What do you see? What do you hear? Bird songs, cicadas. Do you feel the humidity on your skin? Can you smell flowers and loam and chlorophyll? What do you experience here in the human-sized world? Now imagine you can zoom in even further, shrinking down until the grass that was once at your feet is now around you like the tall trees were just a moment before. What do you notice surrounded by tall grass, so small and low to the ground that you didn't notice before? What do you see? What do you hear? Welcome to the land of bugs, amphibians, and small reptiles. Vast worlds under our feet that we walk through but rarely notice. Today we have been welcomed in by our insect friends who share the interconnected web of life with us. And we are not even here as individuals, but we are part of a hive, a colony, maybe even a swarm. Let us journey together and see what we can learn from our often overlooked, often misunderstood, and sometimes feared friends. Breathing in, breathing out. Open your eyes and let's see who has come to teach us.
Welcome to Micro World, where grasses tower over us. Ancient teachers arrive to teach us new things about ourselves. Unexpected companions accompany us in our quest to accept ourselves and each other. Our friends down here in the grass and dirt slither and scurry, and some even fly. We invite you to let go of your perspective for just half an hour and learn from our humble terrestrial companions. And we start with great swarms of cicadas that teach us how much of an impact we can have when we find our voice and work together.
Afternoon, mid-August.
Two cicadas singing. Air kiln hot, lead heavy. 5 cicadas humming.
Thunderheads northwestward.
12 cicadas buzzing. Up and down the street, the mighty choirs assembling.
Shrill
Cicadas droning in the elms. 3 years
spent underground.
among the roots
In
in
the
darkness.
Now they're breaking ground,
And climbing up the tree trunks
splitting skins
and
singing,
jubilant
rejoicing.
cicadas pouring out their fervent praise. For heat and light
Their
their
hymns
hymn.
sung to the sun.
Cicadas whining,
whining,
cicadas whirring,
whirring,
cicadas pulsing,
pulsing, chanting from
From
the
the
treetops, sending forth
sending
their booming,
forth their
boisterous,
booming,
joyful
joyful noise.
All right, it's going to be a great day to do some pastoral care. I don't recognize the first person on my calendar today, though. I know I'm not always great with names, but I think I would remember someone named Slinky.
Excuse me, Reverend Tiffany?
Oh, hi there. Are you Slinky?
Yes, I am. Thank you for seeing me.
Of course. I love talking to people to offer them support and to explore the big questions of life that they are wrestling with.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly people.
You're not a human, are you? I hope this isn't rude of me to ask, but are you a snake?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You're not creeped out by me?
Oh, definitely not. Some of my favorite people are snakes.
What? Really? So many humans just run away when they see me, and I can't really blame them.
But why? You seem like a perfectly nice snake to me.
I mean, I do my best, but see, that's why I'm here, for your help. I don't want to be a snake anymore. I don't want to be evil anymore.
Evil? Ooh. What in the world makes you think you're evil?
Well, I mean, all the stories are pretty clear. It was the snake that ruined things for the humans in the Garden of Eden by teaching them to question the creator of the entire world. Snakes on Medusa's head turned Greek warriors to stone. There's Jormungand, the giant sea serpent of Norse mythology that will destroy the entire world one day. That all sounds pretty evil to me.
You know, Slinky, those are just stories. And they're not the only stories we have about snakes. If we're going to let stories tell us who we are, then let's pick some stories that are a little more positive about ourselves.
Really? Like what?
Well, for starters, there's the Mesoamerican deity Quetzalcoatl. He's a feathered snake god that created both the world and humankind. He's the patron deity of learning, science, agriculture, arts, and crafts. He brings the wind and the rain, and of course, the rain is essential for growing food. Does any of that sound evil to you?
A god of learning, science, food and arts and crafts definitely doesn't sound evil to me.
I mean, for real, who doesn't want a snack, a craft project, and a fun fact?
I do.
And if we want to get more spiritual about it, we can talk about Mukalinda, the Naga king of serpents in Buddhist mythology. After the Buddha had attained enlightenment by sitting under the Bodhi tree, he stayed there for several weeks after in meditation. During his 6th week, a great storm arose. Rain fell in torrents, winds howled, the skies turned dark, and the land began to flood. As the elements raged, Mukalinda, the king of the snakes, which was a cobra, of course, emerged from his hiding place to help the Buddha. Mukalinda coiled his massive body into a seat for the Buddha to sit on and lifted him high above the floodwaters. Then he unfurled his cobra head to form a sheltering canopy above the Buddha's head. When the storm ceased and the waters receded, Mukalinda bowed to the Buddha and returned to his realm beneath the earth. Because of this, in Buddhism, the snake represents protection of great truths, the union of the spiritual world and the natural world, rebirth and transformation, and finding peace even when the storms of life rage around us.
Inner peace.
You got it.
That makes it sound like snakes are the good guys.
Absolutely. Plus, there's Wajet, the Egyptian cobra goddess that protected children, childbirth, and even the Pharaoh himself. There's Ninji Shida. I'm gonna get this right. I don't want to get a Mesopotamian snake god angry with me. Ninji Shizida and Mushuzu. They are the Mesopotamian snake gods connected with agriculture and the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. And of course, there's my personal favorite, the rainbow serpent of indigenous Australian beliefs and practices.
Rainbows? Who doesn't love rainbows?
Right? The rainbow serpent is the giver of life. She shaped the land to make it hospitable for all living beings. When there's a drought in the Australian outback, it is the rainbow serpent that is given credit for the water holes that sustain life through the drought.
There are so many cool snake stories. Why didn't I know this?
I don't know, Slinky, but I'm glad I can share them with you today. It seems like you've been listening to a whole lot of stories that tell you you're no good. And while I can understand why some people may be afraid of snakes that can startle or surprise, or are rightfully cautious about venomous snakes, I just want you to know that you are wonderful, just as you are. That you are part of the interconnected web of existence, and that we wouldn't be the same without you. You are loved and worthy of love just because you are a creature that shares this planet with us. And that's true for everyone that's here right now, and it's true for you.
It sounds like it's time for me to tell new stories about myself. It's time for a change.
Well, I mean, according to the Chinese zodiac, it is the year of the snake, which is all about wisdom, renewal, and transformation, a perfect time for change. And in earth-centered spirituality, snakes are a symbol of change too, because of how you all shed your skins.
I'm ready to shed all this bad press.
Me too, Slinky. Thank you for visiting me today. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Nope, I feel much better, Reverend Tiffany. I'm gonna slither on out of here.
Thanks, Slinky. Our friends here are teaching us a lot about perspective, and it makes me wonder how our perspective on this life, this planet, would change if 24 hours was an entire lifetime. So let's see what the mayflies have to teach us.
Mayfly month,
Your hour,
Mayfly year,
your trifling day.
our life. We're mayflies, just emerging.
Rising from the river, born this day in May,
Birthday,
and dying day,
this particle of time,
the single sip of living,
all that we're allowed. We're mayflies by the millions.
fevered,
Frenzied,
rushed.
no redwood centuries to squander as we please.
We're mayflies.
We're mayflies, swarming, swerving,
rising high,
then falling,
courting on the wing.
then mating in midair. We're mayflies, laying
Laying eggs.
eggs.
Our final frantic act.
Sun's low,
Lights weak.
in haste we launch them down the stream. We're mayflies, lying, dying,
Floating by the millions,
on the very
from
stream
which we sprung so very long ago.
this morning.
Back
When we were young.
I don't normally introduce a song like this because you can always find our who the artist of the song is and our credits on screen and stuff. But I wanted to take us a moment to say, because this is a very special artist to me. This is Jesse Wells. You can find him all over social media, and everything he does is great. If you like this song, you'll love the rest of his work. He's a great singer-songwriter. This one is one he wrote about bugs. Well, have a reason and know why. Don't do it just so they'll die. If you're gonna kill a bug, don't do it just because. Well, I like bugs and I'll tell you why. They're alive, so am I. I like bugs. Like grasshoppers, 'cause frogs eat 'em. I like bees, 'cause flowers need 'em. I like spiders, I like slugs. I like the caterpillars, I like bugs. Well, I hate crowds, but I love people. Ain't down with the plague, but I'm cool with beetles and bugs. Granddaddy longlegs, fireflies, big banana spiders with a bunch of eyes. Birds eat bugs and they sing a pretty tune. Maybe I should think about eating bugs pretty soon. Every time I get bit, think of all the things I done stepped on and I never see, and I say, oop, bugs, that's one for me. A buzz, a buzz, 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 and I don't know what the mantis is praying for, but he's probably just thanking the Lord that he don't have a home and he don't have a phone and he don't sit around all angry and bored. He's just a bug. Well, bugs are pretty cute, bugs are pretty fun. Couple of bugs I try to stay away from. Mosquitoes, ticks, business flies, bugs in suits, bugs in ties. And I get bit, and it makes me itch, but you never hear me complain, 'cause I just scratch a little bit and go on my way. Tenacious dung beetles, pushing their gains, little water beetles, riding a wave. Butterflies are beautiful and moths are mysterious. We study fruit flies for genetics if you want to talk serious. By and large, bugs are okay. They're just doing bug things, going about their bug day like bzz, 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 bzz. Well, I like bugs and I'll tell you why. They're alive, and so am I. I said I like bugs and I'll tell you why. Well, they're alive, and so am I. I like bugs. Bzz, bzz.
Being a bee is a joy.
Is a pain.
I'm a queen.
I'm a worker.
I'll gladly explain. Upon rising, I'm fed by my royal attendants.
I'm up at dawn, guarding the hive's narrow entrance.
I'm bathed.
Then I take out the hive's morning trash.
Then I'm groomed.
Then I put in an hour making wax, without 2 minutes time to sit still and relax.
The rest of my day is quite simply set forth.
Then I might collect nectar from the field 3 miles north.
I lay eggs.
Or perhaps I'm on larva detail,
By the hundreds.
feeding the grubs in their cells, wishing that I were still helpless and pale.
I'm loved and I'm lauded. I'm outranked by none.
Then I pack combs with pollen, not my idea of fun.
When I've done enough laying,
Then weary, I strive
I retire
to patch up any cracks in the hive.
for the rest of the day.
Then I build some new cells, slaving away at enlarging this hell, dreading the sight of another sunrise, wondering, why don't we all unionize?
Truly, a bees is the best of all lives.
Things about the world of insects, amphibians, and small reptiles is that you don't have to travel far away or go to the zoo to observe them. You can be the Steve Irwin of your backyard if you want to. Some people even keep little field journals about their encounters. A Tumblr blogger developed a relationship with the snails in their garden, and here are their observations. Things I've learned from nearly 2 years raising garden snails. They have best friends. They'll go out of their way to sit on their best friends, kiss their best friends, and share lunch with them. Lettuce is to snails what a favorite ball is to a dog. They are social. They all have very distinct personalities and quirks. They like comfort. They are affectionate. You can actually tell when a snail is sleepy because they'll only stick their eye stalks halfway out and wiggle them gently. They're very curious. They're very clean, and they love maintaining their shells.
November 13th.
Cold told me to fasten my feet to this branch,
To dangle upside down from my perch.
to shed my skin.
To cease being a caterpillar. And I have obeyed.
December 6th,
Green
the color of leaves and life
has vanished. The empire of leaves lies in ruins.
I study the brown new world around me.
I fear the future.
I hear few sounds.
Have any others of my kind survived this cataclysm?
Swinging back and forth in the wind, I feel immeasurably alone.
January 4th.
I can make out snow falling.
For 5 days and nights, it's been drifting down.
I find I never tire of watching the flakes in their multitudes passing my window.
The world is now white, astounding.
I enter these wondrous events in my chronicle.
Knowing no reader would believe me.
February 12th.
An ice storm last night.
Unable to see out at all this morning,
Yet I hear boughs cracking.
and branches falling.
Hungry for sounds in this silent world, I cherish these.
Ponder their import.
Miser them away in my memory and wait for more. March 28th.
I wonder whether I am the same being who started this diary,
I've felt stormy inside.
like the weather without.
My mouth is reshaping.
My legs are dissolving.
Wings are growing. My body's not mine.
This morning, a breeze from the south, strangely fragrant.
A red-winged blackbird's call in the distance.
A faint glimpse of green in the branches.
And now I recall that last night I dreamt of flying.
When I was a kid, it was all about roly-polies and antlions and aquariums full of tadpoles hatched from eggs collected in Grandma's Creek at Hidden Valley, just a few miles from here. When I was a young adult, I learned how to stay still long enough to let a butterfly land on my hand. And one time when I was having a very bad day, I was distracted from my grief by looking up from my tears to see a very cute jumping spider watching me cry with its mandibles clicking. And I'm sure it was projection, but it really felt like he saw me. Well, he definitely saw me. I feel like he felt me. When I was a parent, my son would return from exploration expeditions with box turtles or snails or hermit crabs. We did always put them back. And later on, I would be present to watch my son's grandmother demonstrate how if you're super patient, you can catch a dragonfly by the tail and then let them go again. When I moved into my new home in Gray, the first night I heard the katydids singing their songs in the trees all night long, and those soothing vibrations brought me to such a contented sleep. And then a few years ago, my household became home first to a ball python and then to a sand boa. And if you've never seen a sand boa, you gotta Google it. They are the goofiest looking snakes on the planet. They spend all their time in the sand, and that means that they're ambush predators. Their eyes are on the very tops of their head, and that makes them just so ugly that they're cute. And a few months a year, I share my office upstairs with a variety of stink bugs. They are always very well behaved at our staff meetings. And these are just my experiences. Have you ever had a moment of awe and wonder encountering an inchworm, or watching the light shine just right on a spider web, or try to catch some fireflies, or just found a really cool frog? Sometimes we forget to notice the amazing creatures all around us. And I really think, like our call to worship points out, that learning to love the unloved things is soul expanding. It helps us and our children stretch out our perspectives on who matters in this world. Our Unitarian Universalist values call us to look beyond a human-centric perspective that claims that we are at the very top of the hierarchy of creation or at the pinnacle of the evolutionary food chain. Deep understanding of our interdependence and interconnection invites us to move beyond the perspective that only values animal life for what it can do for us. And on top of all that, it's just kind of fun to go look for the creatures. A few weeks ago, when the weight of the world was feeling especially heavy to me, I escaped to a backfield behind my house and sat in the tall grass. I was there to meditate, and I did breathe deeply as the summer sun warmed my face. But what really brought me serenity and joy that day was after meditation, when I opened my eyes and realized that there were really, really tiny grasshoppers everywhere, like thumbnail size. Some I would see up close and watch how they bent down their blade of grass even with their minuscule weights. But even more of them I could not see. I would merely just see a tall stalk of grass bend down and then spring up, as another nearby stalk of grass would then bend down in turn. And I'm like, there's a grasshopper I'm not seeing. It was captivating. This moment of observation, of connection, it was so infused with wonder that I forgot everything else for a while. Like in the song, I forgot that there were taxes and politics and all that stuff, and it was just me and the grasshoppers in the grass. I was entranced, and I got the respite that I needed from these little bouncy guys inviting me to awe and to play. And that's here for all of us. There's so many options. I want to invite each of you to find a moment of micro wonder this week. Go seek out some fireflies, or sit still in the sun and listen to the cicadas vibrating the atmosphere. Or go to Buffalo Mountain, or Jacobs Nature Park, or Bays Mountain and find you a salamander. The opportunities are endless. Awe is calling us. I've learned that our congregation has a new favorite poet, so I'm going to let Chilean Harkin have the last word of this sermon with her poem, A World That Includes Frogs. I am so honored to be part of a world that includes frogs, croaking like maniacs from a nearby pond for who knows what reason, though it seems for the same impulse is in my chest that leads me to pray. I'm so honored and dazzled to be part of a universe that includes moons at all, and who can say anything without first being incinerated by awe about that great burn pile in the sky, the sun, that provides its own fuel and brings everything to life and light. I'm so grateful to be part of a world that includes the reverence of nighttime and oceans with unplungeable depths and hearts yet deeper. I'm tickled to be part of a world that I'm certain is spun of living poetry and to be sewn of this same magic fabric. I'm still beyond wonderment to stand still within this particular twilight while the stars appear one by one like fireflies turning on their lights. And know that anywhere I point my heart's gaze in this marvelous world holds a full cup of secret delight that makes all seeking replete with arrival. And as my knowing lays itself at the feet of amazement, what else can I do but join those frogs in their great burbling chorus of praise?
Spirit of life, help me remember that all animals belong. Bless the bats for eating mosquitoes. Bless the crows and buzzards for cleaning up the dead. And bless even the snakes who keep the mice out of the rice. Each of them is important, and each does good in its own way. Blessed be. Thank you for being with us today. We'd love if you could stay for potluck. If you didn't bring food, we hope you'll stay and eat with us. And there will also be a music committee meeting afterwards as well. This coming Tuesday night is our Board of Trustees meeting. You can find a link to the meeting on our website in our events section. You can also find information in our events section on the upcoming trip to Natural Tunnel State Park, youth group meeting next Sunday, and the CUPS group Lugnasad celebration. You can also go into our e-news to fill out an interest survey about offering adult sex ed classes here at the church. Our closing hymn is All Creatures of the Earth and Sky, which is in the gray hymnal and on the screens. We will only be singing the first 4 verses. Please rise with us in body or spirit for all creatures of the earth and sky, the first 4 verses only.
All creatures of the earth and sky, come kindred, lift your voices high. Alleluia, alleluia, bright burning sun with golden beam, soft shining moon with silver gleam. Alleluia, 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 alleluia.
generosity this week and every week. I'm over here because this is where potluck is. So you come right through this door when we're done. Here's our benediction. May justice lead us to the calling of this moment. May wonder meet us right where we're at. May we discover our collaborators and our companions, and may love guide us on this journey of transformation. Blessed be, amen, and go in peace.